Hello, this is the RPG Pundit, the final boss in internet shitlords. And today, I'm taking a look at Mad Scribe Magazine, issue 1. Now, if you're not familiar yet, well, did you ever if you're one of the old guys, you'll remember Dragon Magazine. By old guys, I mean somebody who was gaming up till, 2001, 2002. I don't remember exactly when Dragon stopped publishing, but it lasted a really, really long time, I've got a little bit of a coffee stain on this magazine. Please ignore the coffee stain. I got this quite a while ago, but I didn't remember to do a video about it, I guess. So Mad Scribe Magazine is an attempt to create a Dragon Magazine style magazine in the old style, right? Like in the old similarly to Dragon Magazine. It's been published obviously by Mad Scribe Press, which I will note are the publishers of Sword and Caravan, Medieval Authentic Adventures on the Silk Road, and Social Encounters along the Silk Road, and also very soon my upcoming product, which is Wilderlands, which is going to be the brand new source book for Sword and Caravan that will contain rules and tables for overland adventure for when you go off-road in the Silk Road areas, in the deserts. It's got everything, encounter tables for everything from like the Syrian desert all the way to the mountains of Western China, right? Including the Himalayas, the Kunlun Mountains as well, right? So all of that, and it'll have a breakdown on and stats for obviously Eastern dragons as opposed to Western dragons are found in Lion and Dragon. In Sword and Caravan, I did not actually write up the Eastern dragon or, the Asian dragon. But I do that in Wilderlands. And then finally in Wilderlands, there'll also be a large section on generating family groups if you're playing a native character, a character that's from one of the societies of the Silk Road. Obviously, there are different rules for each of the societies. Because, of course, some of these families will then be like polygamous families with multiple wives, right? And so there will also be rules about inheritances and stuff like that you can use in your Sword and Caravan campaign or any kind of Sword and Caravan like campaign, right? If you're playing, Al-Qadim or something, you could probably make use of this quite well. So anyways, Mad Scribe is being published by the same company, Mad Scribe Press, that publishes my books, and I wanted you to know that. Now, I do not personally make profit off the sales of any of these magazines. Okay, I did write an article, a short article for Mad Scribe 1. And I've done another one actually for Mad Scribe 2. I was given small honorariums for both of those. But whether this book sells 2 copies or 20,000 copies, I don't make any more money than that, right? So I wanted to be clear that there's a connection, a business connection, but that this is also, to be transparent, that this is not a promotion of something that is going to financially benefit me. Okay, so this is issue 1. By the time you're looking at this video, there's already also an issue 2 of Mad Scribe Magazine that has been published. It's been published already. It's out. And issue number 2 has a number of articles. It's going to have a similar format. It does have another one of my articles there, right? In this one, I did the Silk Road Apothecary. And in the next one, I do one on secret languages and secret alphabets. So talking about stuff like Thieves' Cant, what was Thieves' Cant really like? What were some other cipher languages, I guess you could say, and some secret alphabets. So it's a nice article. And so is this one that I've got here. So Mad Scribe Magazine is basically an attempt to do something in the old style of Dragon Magazine. There's a Patreon you can join for 20% off the cover price. That's a good deal, I think. Because obviously, if you end up liking this, you're going to want to get a lot of issues of it, right? This is something that I think, I don't know. I really wonder. I actually have no clue. What if a Gen Zer looks at a magazine like this? Would they think this is awesome? Would they think it's stupid, or would they not be able to make sense of why it needs to exist or something like that, right? There's very clearly an element of nostalgia going on here, I have to say. And I will note also, talking about transparency, that at the time, when Mad Scribe's publisher told me about his idea, this is just like a glimmer in the back of his eye, I told him that he probably shouldn't do it. That it's not really, that I don't really think it's going to be something that'll be broadly successful. He said, yeah, but it's a labor of love. I've always wanted to do so. Okay, so all right, go ahead, do it, right? But apparently quite a lot of people have liked it. So that's a good sign. Like maybe I was wrong. I hope I was wrong for him, but also for people that would like this sort of thing. So here we get a guide to making like better looking dungeon maps. That's a pretty good article. That gives you some advice. You can see that this is all in color. There are a total of, how many pages? About 80 pages, 82 pages in here. There should be more to the old school than D&D, Mad Musings. That's Grim Jim, obviously. So Grim Jim's got an article, and in it he's saying he doesn't want to play D&D. Stop all the presses, Grim Jim doesn't like D&D. Next we have Gabriel Quiroga, AI and the Future of Art. That's probably, that'll either be a really bad article or a really interesting one, right? One of the two. Because you can only either, if you're talking about art and the context of AI, you can only have one of two arguments. You could have the argument of, they took our jobs, which is the stupid argument, or you could have an interesting one. Right? Unfortunately, most artists want to have the stupid one. Mad Musings made by humans. Okay. So I guess he's suggesting that there should be a logo or something to identify the difference between AI art and not. I mean, whatever. All right. The problem is artists right now are overpaid. They are. I'm sorry, guys. I know that this is that you want to be capable of living off it. But the fact is that, you guys pop off in a day something, you get paid $50 or $100 for it, and you can do that. If you're actually disciplined, you can do that at such a volume that you would be able to make a very, very good living, right? Better than me, probably, where I have to, I make thousands from a book, but I have to write it, the whole damn thing, right? And it takes a much longer time, so don't come to a writer and complain about how you're being undervalued, right? Because you guys put like 4 images on there and it's like the most expensive part of producing a book. It's you guys, so sorry, but you don't get my sympathy. And now there's a machine that can do your job. That's a pity. If you're really, really good at your job, you'll still be able to do it because the quality will stand out. Okay, and people will prefer to work with a human because they can tell, they can deal with a human directly, right? And but your rates are going to have to be more reasonable, and that just means you're going to have to work more. But that's what you have to do if you want to be a full-time artist. You have to work like crazy, right? The guy who did Charlie Brown's drew every day of his life. He just kept producing. All right, what is gatekeeping by Matthew Austin? Sorry for that. I kind of went out of control. It's just starting. It's a topic that pisses me off. Talking about gatekeeping, I think he's probably arguing that gatekeeping is sometimes good. We've got that's an ad. See, we've got ads. There's ads here. There are comics, just like in the old Dragon magazine. More ads, Big Geek Emporium there. How D&D tried to live up to its name. So this is an article by Benoit Poiret. And who knows what he has to say. It may or may not be good. But you can see there's some very good, it's a lot of good essays there. Some of these are more theoretical. Some of them are not. Here we get to some like interesting reviews. Hey, it's Meatball. Top games of the first quarter of 2023, I think that was. I think it was 2023. Now it's currently being covered by Meatball's ass, but there we are. What else have we got here? Meatball. Yeah. Hey, Meatball. What about if you sit on Sword and Caravan? Can you do that? Can you sit on Sword and Caravan? Yeah, okay, that's a good kitty. There we go. And we're just going to put this on top. You're going to be my book rest. No, you are my book rest now. That's what you are. Don't complain. You wanted the job. You're getting it. All right. She did not want this job, and she is not planning to get it. So, top quarter 1 2023 games. All right, great. So these are like board game reviews. That's kind of interesting. Here's mine, The Silk Road Apothecary, where you get a whole list of medieval authentic poisons, medicines, and some magical drugs that would be, and some of them still are, very common in the area of the Silk Road. So it's just a few pages, but it's quite good. Hey, look, ad for Sword and Caravan, gold bestseller on drive-thru. Don't miss it. Then we have here an adventure, I guess. It says this story is inspired by the classic board game Dungeon, but this is apparently an adventure. The fact that, who is this guy? Yuri Kurlianchik. Yeah, I know that guy. But the fact that he says he starts by saying this story, that's a bit disturbing. So anyway, there's potentially a mixed bag of different things. But I mean, okay, he's got this is an adventure. Fairly lengthy one, as you can see. Several encounters. Some more good art there. There's good comedy in there. Here's the thing about historical wargaming. That's super interesting. Meatball has moved off now, so I can put this back on in place. Cosplay stuff. Look at that. Some stuff about cosplay. Here's a side quest, Off the Beaten Path. This is funded by Kickstarter, Volume 1, 5 short adventures for your existing campaign. And here it is. So there's apparently on here there's a whole adventure, a whole set of adventures, level 3 or 4 adventure with 5 short encounters. That is just included there. Wow. Okay. So quite a bit of good stuff here, all told. And Mad Scribe Games there. And I guess that's it. Then you get like some more ads on Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum. I'd probably soon to be under new management. So this is, remember, this is the first issue. There's already another whole issue that has just come out last month, I believe it came out. And so I just wanted to do this review video so you would know that Mad Scribe Magazine exists and to check it out. And you can make your own decisions about it. I mean, it's going to be like any magazine, right? The thing you got to remember about magazines is you can't just click through or something like that. Like you can choose, you can't pick and choose what is in it, right? Like there's going to be a mix of articles. So there's bound to be some articles here that you won't be interested in and some that you will. I remember when I used to buy Dragon Magazine, there was always 1 or 2 really cool articles to read. There was 1 or 2 constant sections. I mean, the time that I bought Dragon Magazine religiously was when the Princess Arc series was being done. And that was like 100 issues or so, right? So I ended up buying a lot of Dragon Magazine just for the Princess Arc stuff. And other people had their own things that they liked about it, So that's to be understood. So yeah, you check it out. You can find it, I believe, on drive-thru and possibly in other places. I guess there's a Patreon. Anyways, I'll have the links in the description of this video, so don't even worry about it. But yeah, I guess if you join their Patreon, you could get a discount off the cover price. So that's it for today. Be sure to share this video anywhere you think people will find this interesting. I don't know if anyone will actually be offended by it or not. Maybe some of the artists who are worried about AI art after my little rant there. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to get updated. Those of you who are like missing my meatball posts on Twitter, because I used to do daily meatball on Twitter, I now do it here on YouTube. I do it in the community posts. So if you're not seeing the community posts, hit the notification bell. Make sure that you always get notified when one of my posts show up, and then you will get more meatball. And everybody wants more meatball. We all know that, right? And check out my products like Social Encounters, Sword and Caravan, and very soon the Wilderlands. All 3 of those are by Mad Scribe. But I've got a lot of other products too. Check out Star Adventure, the Medieval Authentic Companion 2, Gonzo Fantasy Companion. Check all of them out. There'll be a Medieval Authentic Companion 2 coming out soon, or a 3 rather. It's in a few months, I hope. But yeah, keep checking out all my stuff. And if you want to support me, that's the best way to do it. Like, I don't have super chats or things like that, but you can buy my products. But if you want to, you can also support me on Patreon. I do not give you anything special for being on Patreon. It's just for the people that like the cut of my jib, like how I fight against the censors, and I've been doing that for 20 years now, even back when nobody else was, and you want to give me some money, but you've already either bought all my books or all my books that you're interested in, or you just don't actually care about RPGs, but you want to support me for other reasons. I don't know why, but there you go. That you could use my Patreon for. And mainly, though, share this video, because the more you share the video, the more people find out, and the better it gets. So that's everything for today. Currently smoking. This is near a cuddy, isn't it beautiful, with Argento roots.